year will enable the country know when each year begins and ends so that it ensures proper planning. That's coming from the man who is in charge of budgeting in Nigeria at the federal level. And of course, coordinating a bit of other things. So let's step into the market straight with the currencies on the second trading day of the week. Look at the Nigerian Naira, still, well, enjoying a bit of a relief from the new liberalization of the FX market at the interbank window between authorized dealers. That circular came out through on Monday from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Naira unchanged, lackluster, sluggish, as we said yesterday. At interbank spot market 305.55. Naira gained 0.2% against the pound sterling 405.92. 354.68 Naira will fetch you €1. That's a bit of a negative 0.14% at the end of the day on the interbank market, spot market for the Naira Euro relationship. Look at the Naira dollar relationship on the street, unchanged 372 Naira to a dollar. Naira pound 475. That's 1.04% gain of the Naira against the British pound on Tuesday. Then the Euro Naira finished on change at 410. But at investors and exporters window, the Naira was shaved by 0.2%, 378.67, and you can link that to what happened at the stock market on Monday. We had the first hit of profit taking, 1.16% on the broad index. So you can see the correlation between the Naira dollar relationship, the I&E window, with the profit taking that we saw, speculative trading, taking some profit off the market, a bear conversation we're going to have today, this morning, that is. So let's go to the stock market. We're still holding the 32,000 psychological new level that we crossed in the month of June, the first trading day. The market cap, 11.13 trillion naira. That's still about $36 billion on the street. So it was a red day, and you can see all the bars in red, heading south, or south on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. Flip that and look at the total transactions. Not a very bad day. Very decent. 744.9 million transactions. 6.52 billion naira. 7,841 transactions. That's quite active. But investors think that the market should have a bit of a correction. Industrial goods were down 0.77%, led in the main by Dangote Cement. Insurance shaved about 0.2%. Oil and gas managed 0.2% in the green. Okay, we're going to talk about those folks a bit later on. Let's just move on to the unlisted securities market. Trading the opposite of what happened at the bigger stock market. So the NASD OTC index, the unlisted securities index, was 1.46% better. The index reading now raises to 602.27, and the market cap added about 500 million on the day in terms of value, 407.57 billion naira. In terms of total transactions, that's about 100,480. That's quite active for a single day on a very small market. 12.86 million naira is the worth, and the value 12.86, just 9 transactions. Bringing the fixed income very quickly here before we get Chukwumayan from GTI Securities to take us through this discussion about the markets. FGN bonds yesterday, 5.5 billion naira in total. The most active was paper maturing 17th of March 2027 at the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange. That's a summary of the most active papers, government papers, on Tuesday. And on the treasury bill side, the market came back roaring from about 20 billion on Monday to 210.5 billion in total transactions on Tuesday. And you can, if you flip that to the treasury bills, folks, thank you very much. Let's make it very quick. Okay, that's the summary. 210.553, and the most active was the 29 June 2017 treasury bills at a discount high, 17.4%. 171 transactions. That's quite massive. 43 billion. I'm interested in the stock market, and everyone was looking how the market lost about 130 billion on Tuesday. So That's 1.16%. So is this the correction some analysts had been talking about? Chukwuma Anyanwu is the head of research at GTI Securities and is joining us via Skype from Lagos Island Central Business District. Good morning, Chukwuma, and good to have you on the show. Are the bears here now?
Well, no, I don't think they are, because both...
You are beer averse, aren't you? You don't like the beers. You don't seem to like the beers at all. Chukwuma, do you?
Well, it's a normal. They are normal participants in the market. If you have a bullish market for a 9-day period.
Okay, sorry, that's a freezing a little bit there on the...
A sustained bear run.
Okay, Chukwuma, we're having a bit of a patchy connection there as far as the internet is concerned, getting you on the Skype to give us your perspective on the market. But of course, one of the big stories that's happening downtown today at the stock exchange is the facts behind the figures presentation by the top management of Transcorp PLC. Chukwuma, are you back on the wire?
Yes, boss, and I'm here.
Okay, so let's move on. I think we've got about 2 minutes. Let's talk about Transcorp PLC's, these conglomerates, facts behind the figures today. What are your expectations? What are you expecting to hear this afternoon?
Well, we expect normally to hear growth plans. We expect what the company wants to do, what the management hopes to achieve in the near to long term, so that investors can have proper perspective as to how they are going to play, the shares of that company. Transcorp, particularly for me, the group is a company I'm particularly interested in because I have a long-term buy on that company. So I'm interested in trying to find out what vision the company, the management of that company has. And so it will be interesting for me to, hear that, so that that can also affect how people play the shares of Transcorp.
Okay, Chukwuma, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate those few seconds of your weighing in on the market conversation. Now, coming up after the break, Forcados Oil Export Terminal is back on stream this month after almost 18 months out of action. We have a leading oil and gas industry CEO here in the studios to take us through the Forcados travails and his outlook on the broader oil market. Stay with Business Morning.